Hello, everyone. Welcome into Yelling from the Couch. I'm Brent Humphreys, and welcome back to the show, Stephen Compion from Sports by Compion. He's back here, and man, last time we had an episode where we got on together, both of our teams, my team was still, but your team was like way ahead in the division, and things have kind of gone south, shall we say, since then. No.
Oh, thanks for having me back, Brett. Glad to be back here so I can yell, not from my couch, but from my computer chair and just let the world know that it's not okay that we've lost 4 out of the last 5 games coming out of the bye. The Bucs are in a desperately bad place right now. I'm in a bad place mentally. It's all very terrible, and I'm happy we could be here to go have a little therapy. How you doing?
Man, like I said, but before we hit record here, on Thanksgiving night, Joe Burrow comes back, beats the Ravens, looks awesome. The defense gets 5 turnovers. And I've got a little, sliver of hope that the Bengals may win the AFC North. And then Sunday happens. Yeah,
what a tough time this Sunday was. It was not fun for a lot of people. Fun for some, but a real sad outing, if you will, for both of our teams. That is for sure.
I guess if you're a Titans fan, you probably had a good week for the first time in several weeks. But for us,
Saints fans had a good week.
Bills fans, snow game.
Yeah.
So that game there, let's go ahead and let's talk about it real quick. So the Bengals had a chance. They were up 28-18.
I was going to say, they had quite the lead.
And then a touchdown by the Bills made it 28-25. The Bengals are driving to score another touchdown because they were scoring on that defense at will. Like, there was no issue at all. Then a tip pass that was going to Jamar Chase gets returned to the house for a touchdown. And all of a sudden, the Bills are up 4. Okay, that's fine. The Bengals get the ball back. Very next possession, very first play, and Joe Burrow throws another pick.
Yeah, wasn't there like a sequence there where the Bills were down by 10, and then like 10 minutes later they were up by 10 type of thing?
Yeah, they were down 10. I think they were up 11. But there was a third down play from the 40, the Bengals 40, and Josh Allen just runs right into the end zone like there's a hole that opens up, huge hole, and Josh Allen's just like, oh yeah, let me just walk through this hole all the way, because that defense for the Bengals, man, we've said it all year. We said it last year. It's awful. It's no good at all.
So much for that pass rusher who wanted to make a big stink about signing his rookie deal, and then he's been, completely invisible this year, basically?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And Trey Hendrickson's not playing right now. He's probably out the rest of the season. Whatever. Probably for the best, I guess, at this point, because it really doesn't matter. Offensively, no issues once again. T. Higgins had an awesome game.
Just right through the window, and he just plucks it, and it didn't even move. That man has hands.
Yeah. And, it still wasn't enough for them. They scored that touchdown at the end, and it was a 3rd and 15 that they had on Buffalo with like a minute 50 left. If you stop them there, you get the ball back with a chance to win. And what happens?
Josh Allen things.
Josh Allen, 17-yard run right up the middle, and ball game. Let's slap in the snow and just take a knee and get out of here.
Ouch. Tough outing for the Bengals. We mentioned off air that I was sweating them a little bit because I picked against them this week, and it was surprising to see them up so quickly on the Bills, especially at home in Orchard Park. They find a way to lose, as you could say. These things tend to happen when you have a bad defense, Brett. Turns out you need to have a good defense to be able to win this, because otherwise you're just putting too much pressure on Joe Burrow, and we saw what happened there.
Yeah, you got to do something with that defense this offseason. I think you got to fire Zach Taylor, too.
I think so. I think it's time for Zach Taylor to move on. Like, you have an elite quarterback there, and they're not playing elite football the last couple of years.
No, and you get Zach Taylor in these press conferences, and he's like all smiles and everything. Like, what are you smiling about? There's nothing you should be smiling about right now, dude. You're 4-9 again. Yeah.
Again, and in a weak division that you could have won if you could have just done something, Yeah,
the Ravens obviously aren't the same. Pittsburgh, nobody's scared of Pittsburgh.
Is Pittsburgh going to take that division? Who knows what's going to happen in that division? It's impossible to pick on that one.
The Bengals still have an outside chance at winning that division.
I heard that. I thought I saw that they were eliminated. Then I realized, they're 4 and what, and whatever it is. And the division lead, the Steelers only have 4 wins, right? 8?
7.
So technically they have 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's still 4 more games.
There's still a sliver of hope. and I'm going to hang on to it as long as possible.
Oh man, that's basically the Buccaneers. If you want to go ahead and transition there,
Yeah, let's go ahead and transition.
that's how it's been for us, for the lovely Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At one point, Brett, we were 6-2. I don't know if you remember that, if other people remember it, but
we were talking.
6-2.
We were talking Baker MVP, possible Super Bowl.
Podcast? That podcast cursed our boy Baker. As soon as I said Baker needs to be the front runner in your MVP conversation, dude, he fell off a cliff. There's no other way to describe this.
No.
Yeah, okay, people are going to say AC joint sprain, oh, he's hurt, oh, he doesn't have the right receiver. Whatever, dude. Then just play average. I don't need you to play MVP level. Just be at least average. He's been pretty horrible the last couple weeks. Now, obviously, this is not on him completely, but it does kind of start from the top to the bottom, right? So as we mentioned, it already came out on Sports by Compian. If you guys want to go check it out for my full rant, videos, everything, I'm just going to give you guys the recap, the quick overview, if you will. Jason Light hasn't been able to draft a pass rusher, and he hasn't been able to draft a linebacker. He didn't draft Lamonte David. So the dude can't draft inside linebackers, and he can't draft pass rushers. He could barely draft tackles. He drafted one, Vita Vea. Besides that, the rest of his tackles have sucked. So that's the front seven, Brett. And I don't know if you know this, but you need a good front seven to be able to stop the run. Yet we are just not that guy this year, dude. Coming out of halftime, halftime aside, 10-7.5, just an absolute mess in the rain. Lots of stupid 4th and 1s coming out in 12 personnel and getting absolutely stomped by this Saints defensive line that showed us you can't run up the middle on them. In New Orleans, when we played them earlier in the year, we ran like 5 times on 4th and 1 and couldn't get into the fucking touchdown. But you know what? Josh Lazar is like, that was in New Orleans. We're in Tampa now. It's going to be way different. I don't have Tristan Wirth because he's injured. I got a rookie in there. This time we're going to run them over for sure. Brett Bredesen goes down, so now you got a backup guard, backup tackle, and we're still going to try to go 12 personnel every single time and go for it on 4th down 7 times. Convert 2 of them. We converted 2, Brett. 2 of them. That's not a winning formula. 3rd down was something atrocious, like 3 out of fucking 15 or something ridiculous, because we're going into 12 personnel and trying to run over the Saints D-line, who showed us they're not going to be run over. They are bullies. They understand defense are the bad guys. They're the villains. Look at Cam Jordan. Absolute villain. Like, I despise the man, but at the same time, I respect him because he just gets it. He gets the villain mentality. And DeMario Davis, scary looking motherfucker, had a hell of a game. It turns out they figured out, the Bucs deep offense is basically a couple screen passes that don't work, a couple runs up the middle that don't work, and then Baker bails us out on 3rd down. So let's do this crazy thing called a quarterback spy. Well, look, it works perfectly because now Baker can't just scamper all over the place because there's a big bad DeMario Davis waiting to snatch him up. We come out of halftime, dude, just couldn't play run defense anymore, I guess. Just forgot about how to stop the run. What is supposedly the best against the run defense, dude. Horse shit. Coming out of the fucking bye week, we haven't been able to stop the run to fucking save our lives. The Patriots ran all over us. Fucking Saints run all over us with a rookie running back, I might add. Just a rookie running back just ran the fuck over us, dude. I just don't even know what's going on with this team, Brett. We have no ballers. We have no, as Scott Reynolds from Pewter Report says, we're a defensive starters. There's not a single star on this team. Guys like Antoine Winfield, who are paying out the ass for, Vita Vea, who are paying out the ass for, these guys are not showing up at being stars. They're not doing star-like maneuvers. Winfield wants to have an amazing game in New Orleans, and great, but he completely disappeared in Tampa, for this second game. It's just, holy cow, dude. I don't even know what to say with this defense. They're playing uninspired football. I'm sure everyone's seen the play where Tyler Shook breaks like 3 tackles and scampers in for a touchdown. Yeah. Fuck Logan Hall. Get him off my team. You're not a fucking NFL starter, dude. You're not even a starter. You're not an average player. You're bad. You're bad, dude. How are you going to let a quarterback just casually throw you off? Vita Vea and Anthony Nelson basically stumble over top of each other. Yeah. And Tyler Shook just runs in for the touchdown. And not to mention the earlier, longer one he had where he just runs right past Lamonte David, who looked his age in this game, dude. I love Lamonte. Big guy. Big Lamonte David fan. Holy shit. This is his last year for sure. The guy can't keep up anymore. Earlier in the game, one of the Saints running backs made him look terrible on a 3rd and long. He has him dead to rights. Young Lamonte makes that tackle no problem. Old Lamonte got blown right the fuck over, and the dude scampered over for the 1st down. We couldn't do shit. Emeka Mbuka dropped the touchdown. I mean, Baker's got to put that in a better spot for him, though. Baker, he's wide open. Why are you putting it so high? And on the last play we get to, because it comes back down to Baker. We went to when Jason Light can't draft anybody to fucking save his life. I've said he's drafted good players in the past, but he can't draft stars on defense, unfortunately. I don't even know if he's drafting stars on offense, to be fair. Grant Barton has gotten absolutely abused this season. Todd Bowles, I want him to just retire. I know everyone's calling him for him to be fired. I would love it if he could just retire because he's such a good guy and everyone likes him a lot. And he has brought the team 4 division titles. I'm not ungrateful, but I think it's time for you to move on, Todd. You're just not getting the same spark out of these Buccaneers. They're just not playing good football with you at home right now, unfortunately. And so he needs to go. Baker Mayfield needs to throw fucking better passes, dude. I know you're hurt, but like, goddamn, that last fucking play to Cade Otton. First of all, Cade, run an extra half yard, please. Just run an extra half yard. You need 4 yards and you ran 3.5.
Yeah, it's not going to get it done.
No. Maybe run 5, dude. Yeah, you might get hit by the Mario, but you're going to have to do that and make a catch in this league. That's just what tight ends have to do in this league. Unlike us, who we can't cover the middle of the field to save our lives, they covered it pretty well and hit him immediately after he caught it. Comes up a half yard short on 4th and 4. You just can't have that happen. But Baker didn't help. Baker throws it at his fucking foot, dude. Like, give him a chance. Put it on his chest and give him a chance to fall backwards with it. No, you put it right on his fucking foot. Damn.
Yeah. And you mentioned it's
inspired football.
It's sad to see David, like you said, he's probably done after this year, a great player like that. But you talked about the shuck run to the end zone that he had the touchdown.
He had 2.
Yeah. 55 yards rushing. Devin Neal from Kansas, like, I don't know what round he was. 70-some yards. But Shuck, I mean, we've got a nickname that we call Tyler Shuck. It's Tyler Suck, but obviously he didn't look that way.
I had the feeling he wasn't that bad going into this game. I was kind of hoping this wouldn't be the breakout game for him. But you know what? Todd Bowles loves having rookie quarterbacks break out on him. He loves it.
It's me being a hater, though, because he went to Louisville, and I'm a Kentucky football fan, so that's where that comes from. He actually has looked a lot better than what Spencer Rattler has. So
Spencer Rattler. Although I recently saw a YouTube video on Spencer Rattler, I'm starting to like him a little bit more than I did before. Like, I think everyone has that early impersonation of him of that Netflix show, and everyone's just like, fuck Spencer Rattler.
Right.
But if you look at his journey after that, he's had to deal with a lot of adversity, and he pushes through it. He seems like a decent dude. Yeah, no, Tyler Shook is starting to look decent. It's very sad to see as a Buccaneers fan. I absolutely hate it.
And so, neither good week for either one of our teams. The Panthers are on a bye, and now the Buccaneers are tied with the Panthers for.
It's absolutely gross. So now we got to go sweep the Panthers. We got to beat the Atlanta on Thursday Night Football, which I have no confidence in.
What Falcons team's going to show up in that game?
Who are we? We can't beat a 2-11 Saints team. We're bad. I hate to tell you guys, we're bad. We're not even an average team anymore. We're bad if you're losing to the Saints. We are. You can't lose to the Saints.
How has Kirk Cousins been against Tampa Bay since being in Atlanta? Like, did he play against them last year?
Right. It's phenomenal. His very best games with Atlanta have come against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think he shredded us for like a total of like 600-something yards the year he was starting in both his games against us.
That's not a sound.
Really a lot of confidence in this Buccaneers organization right now as we head to Atlanta for a Thursday Night Football game taking place tomorrow. I'm still going to pick them because I have to. They're my boys, but fuck, dude, there's no confidence.
So, like, Atlanta or Tampa Bay, is Mike Evans? Is he coming back?
He might be ready to go for this game. We were hoping he was going to be ready for the Saints game, but it was kind of a long shot. He can still make it back for this game, potentially. Jalen McMillan might even be back for this game. So we're getting back some options, man. But even like Godwin has been back for a while, and he just has not looked the same. Critical drop on 4th down. He catches the ball and then gets it knocked out by the DB. And it's just like, Godwin, you got to find a way to hang on to that ball. Yeah. Somebody needs to find a way to make a play on this fucking Buccaneers team is what the problem is. Nobody's making any plays. And everyone's making the plays on us. Yeah. Friggin' Zion McCollum gets his first interception of the year. Just an absolute toss-up by Shuck. Complete miscommunication between him and Chris Olave on the route. So Zion gets an easy one by tracking it down and getting the interception. We even had a Chris Braswell sack, Brett. That's just how crazy this game was. Chris Braswell with his first sack of the season. And it was like, oh my God, he can pass rush, maybe, kind of, not really.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It's just, and we squandered that. We squandered a Zion McCollum interception and a Chris Braswell sack, and we still lost. It's just, there's no fire on this team. There's no fire. Nobody cares. Nobody's doing anything. Bucky's doing his thing a little bit. But hell, I think Sean Tucker's starting to look better carrying the ball, only because Bucky's kind of banged up. And there's just that three-headed monster isn't working great in the backfield, to be honest with you. Seems like none of them are really being able to get their groove going. Bucky took the bulk of the carries, but besides like one really long run, he mostly got completely clogged up by this Saints defense, who, once again, we can't move them in the trenches. So I don't know why Gazar was so confident that we could.
Yeah, Rashad White hasn't looked the same, since Bucky's went out.
I think Rashad is probably gone after this year, unless he got one more year on his contract, but he's probably out soon. And you know what? He's probably going to go prosper somewhere better next year, because he's not a bad running back, but he kind of needs to be like any running back. They kind of need to be in there for a while to get a feel for what's going on in the game and all that, to be able to really blossom. So the whole popping in there like every once in a while isn't great for any of them,
Right. And Mike Evans coming back, he only needs 860 more yards
only that.
Yeah, 860 more yards to get his, was the 12th straight season with 1,000 yards received.
That's really the worst part of this whole season, is that Mike is not likely to hit that. So that's really the biggest disappointment of this entire year, is that Mike is not going to hit his 1,000-yard season. It's just been a shite year. It's been absolute shite. All of our first-round picks are turning into disappointments. Our star couldn't get his record. It's just been a shite year. We slowly saw Baker turn from MVP to barely a starting quarterback in this league. It's very sad.
Yeah, it's sad. Both of our teams not going in the direction, obviously, that we wanted to, or we thought was going to happen at the beginning of the season for sure. Another team that we didn't think a whole lot about at the beginning of the season, that looked like Super Bowl contenders, and now they're signing a 44-year-old quarterback in Phillip Rivers to the practice squad. The Indianapolis Colts, they may have it worse than us. They get their hopes up, and then their quarterback goes down, and there they are. Their defensive back that they traded for in the middle of the season, he's down and out. Things aren't looking so good in Indy right now. They signed Phillip Rivers, though.
Colts are basically the AFC version of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Absolute amazing start, and then they've since just kind of crashed into the ground as they started to play tougher opponents. Shout out Daniel Jones, trying to go out there with like a broken fibula, literally had like a broken leg. And then he just tears his ACL too. I gotta think that was because of the leg. When your body's compromised in one spot, you kind of make up for it in other spots. Had to have been that. You see him like do the classic look back, which I hate that I know that now.
Right.
I didn't know that was a thing before this year, but now we've seen so many Achilles tears that we constantly see the guys looking back, and it's like, shit, dude.
Yeah, he stepped on me, and there's nobody there, and it's like, oh, that's awful, man. Yeah, so it was like, there's no other quarterbacks out there available that you're like, you know what? We need to bring in Phillip Rivers, who hasn't played since 2021 or whatever it was.
We were talking about this on Sports by Compium. What is going on with this generation of quarterbacks? Like, there's just doesn't seem to be any good quarterbacks anymore. Like, you got to go dig back and pull Phillip Rivers, who hasn't played in like 3-4 years. Much like the Buccaneers pulled up Jason Pierre-Paul, who hasn't played since the 21 season. Like, I guess we just got to go get these old men to do the most important positions like pass rush and quarterback, because I guess the young guns can't handle the pressure. Like, what's the deal?
I'm guessing. I don't know. I would figure that there would be somebody out there, because Phillip Rivers isn't in shape, hasn't played in a few years. He's definitely not in football shape. Colts are just kind of getting desperate.
To be in football shape as a quarterback. I mean, isn't it just kind of whatever?
It depends. However your offensive line is, I guess. If you're a Cincinnati Bengals quarterback, you better be in shape. You are screwed big time.
Flacco's been able to pull it off, so maybe he's in some type of football shape.
He's in some type of football shape. I mean, he was sitting on his couch 2 years ago when Cleveland called him. But it's just, I don't know. I don't understand the 44-year-old Phillip Rivers getting the chance, but here he is. I mean, was Eli Manning not available? I mean, what's going on?
It's very strange. I'm sure they called Tom Brady too, and he was like, "No, dude, I'm actually having a pretty good career." Have you seen those commercials for his analyst stuff? Those
Yes.
I love those commercials. Those commercials are very good.
So a lot of people like shit on Tom Brady as a commentator. I actually think he's pretty good. I mean,
he's great.
When he first started, it's adjustment. But man, he's like you say, he's been great.
There's haters for everyone. Like everyone turned on Tony Romo. Every time I listen.
Collinsworth.
Collinsworth sucks. Collinsworth has been around for too long, and he does suck. Collinsworth is ridiculous. I love that one clip they had of like the Houston Texans getting a touchdown, and you see Collinsworth is just like, "Oh, look at Mahomes. He knows he has to respond. Mahomes knows he's gonna have to go get a touchdown too now. He's ready. He's ready for it."
Yeah.
Slobbering on freaking Mahomes' knob has basically made me realize that he's a terrible commentator.
Yeah, I like the little slide in he does, and it's he's drawing like phallic symbols on the screen, like here's a guy here, and here's a guy here, and here's another guy up here, and it's like I see what you're doing, Collinsworth. I enjoy that part of it, but yeah, he is kind of annoying a lot. Yeah,
as a former Bengal, I can see your loyalty to him. One thing I will add, dude, is like I just recently saw the Fox pregame show. And they've kind of mixed it up since the early days when I was watching that, Bill Cowher back in the day and whatnot. But they still have Howie Rose Long, who kind of knows what he's talking about, still seems very lucid. I don't understand why Terry Bradshaw is still on the show. The man has no idea what is going on.
Doesn't know the players
at all. Just completely lost. Just has the most off-the-wall stuff. And, like, you can tell, like, they're all just kind of amused with him at this point. Like, he said something, I forget what it was. Michael Strahan, like, said something. And Terry just said something completely off the wall about like, oh yeah, I have that guy on Facebook or something ridiculous like this. And you can see Michael just started laughing. It's like, I don't get it. Put Terry in a retirement home. Leave him alone, okay? We don't need him out here talking about football anymore. The dude played in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like, let him go, Fox. Get Jameis Winston in there, okay? Replace Terry with Jameis Winston tomorrow, and let's move this along. Jameis was great on Fox Sports this season.
I was going to bring that up. Like, they were like, how would you say Duval? And he was like, Duval. And he's like, do it in opera. And he does it like opera style. And it's like, can we get him to play quarterback and do the Fox pregame stuff too? Please.
One more thing about Terry. Like, there was like that part where he's like, yeah, I've never met Mike Tomlin, but he seems like a really great guy and a really like tough. It's like, dude, you're a former quarterback of the Steelers. Do you really expect us to think that you've never met Mike Tomlin in like the 10 plus years that he's been coaching there? Pretty sure you met him at one point, Terry. It's one of those things. I feel like I'm talking to my dad, who I'll be like, hey, Dad, remember this guy? And he'll be like, who? What? What do you mean? And I'll be like, Dad, remember this one year you had to go we did this one thing and you met him? Yeah, that does seem familiar. Was that me? Like, that's Terry right now. Like, get him off the air.
It's like ESPN with College Game Day. Like, they kept wheeling Lee Corso out all the time just to throw a mascot head on him. And finally, they're like, okay, he's 90. We should probably let him go retire.
Probably let him go retire. I mean, you gotta think they still want to do it, but at what point are you as a network like, all right, well this old man bit's kind of over. It's overplayed.
Yeah, it's like when, you see Kirk Herbstreit over here feeding Corso on the set. It's like, maybe we should let Corso just go back to the house, okay? Maybe we should be done with that. And I agree with you with the Terry Bradshaw thing, too. It's
I don't understand why they want to be there anyway, dude. If I was an old man, like, I want to be on a fucking my porch in the middle of nowhere on a fucking hanging out on my property, bro. I don't want to be trying to figure out sports. I don't want to be like studying my fucking sports analyst and what's going on in the NFL that hard, It's
like, yeah, we got the pregame show this week for the playoffs in Green Bay. You ready to come up here? No, I'm not going to Lambeau in January.
Hell no.
Sit outside? Are you kidding me?
No. Absolutely not. Yeah, and there's enough like entertaining NFL stars who have recently retired that let's get those guys in there in those more prominent roles. Yeah. Let's see them do more stuff. Like JJ Watt has been a great commentator, in my opinion.
Greg Olson's been a great one.
Great. Yeah, Greg has been awesome too. So let's just see more of that.
Mark Sanchez back. He hasn't had anything happen to him lately, has he?
Whatever that was, dude. Sometimes you get a little drunk and you end up in bar fights, okay? Are we really going to hold that against the guy?
I thought they were pretty good commentators. So, I mean,
Who hasn't gotten a little drunk and gotten into fights in the alley where you end up getting stabbed?
It happens. And it's Indy. Things happen in Indy.
What did that guy say to him that Mark, like, I'm going to go out there and fight this dude? I just love like the headlines were like, Mark got stabbed and he's probably going to lose his job and he got arrested.
Yeah, when it first comes out, it's like Mark Sanchez has been stabbed. Like, oh man, what happened? That sucks. That's crazy. Some crazy fan. And it's like, yeah, Mark Sanchez has been arrested and he's going to be fired. And it's like, oh, there's more to the story.
I feel like we still didn't fully hear what happened there, but it wasn't good, Mark. Whatever it was, you shouldn't have been involved, bud.
Yeah, I need a tell-all on the Mark Sanchez incident in Indianapolis, please.
That would be nice.
Let's get a pregame show about that.
feel like there's enough podcasts out there in the world that they should figure it out.
Yeah, no doubt. But for us here, I think that we've covered all that we can cover on this one right here. Check out Sports by Compion on YouTube. And yeah, man, you got anything else here? Welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. We're happy to be back. We went over to New Zealand, got our ass kicked by some people who play rugby there. Turns out they're national sport, so they're really good at it. Weird. Very surprising.
Sure, it was a fun trip, though, and a learning experience.
It was great. It was awesome. It was amazing. Great trip. We're happy to be back. We're happy that Yelling from the Couch had us back. Thank you, Brett. And yeah, guys, go check out Sports by Compion. We recently put out an episode where I get a lot more angry than I did on this show. This was the more light version, if you will. We go full 9% beer on the podcast we had this week already.
All right, well, check him out, and we will catch you all in the next one. See ya.